Hi, everyone. Leisa Peterson again. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to share a bit about my journey and why I'm so passionate about helping you navigate your financial advising journey or the world of financial advising. Back in 2011, I became a financial advisor and later a certified financial planner. And I was so excited to help people manage their money and build wealth. But what I discovered over several years literally shocked me. I ultimately decided to leave the industry. And when I started out, I realized that advising, especially for newcomers, wasn't always about helping people. The system was more about incentivizing selling products, not necessarily providing the best advice for clients. And so that didn't work for me. I didn't feel good about it. Ultimately, decided to work with people more on an educational level and a mindset level to help people build wealth for themselves. So I wanted to help people understand the system and make informed decisions for themselves. So that's why I'm here today. I saw notes in the comment from one of my videos about when I did leave my position as a financial advisor, people asking, hey, what suggestions could you offer that would help me find a good advisor? Whether you're considering hiring an advisor or you're curious about managing your own finances, this video is for you. Many of us think our money is an expression of our identity. When our money's doing great, we feel on top of the world. But here's the thing, money is cyclical. We need to be prepared for both the highs and the lows that come with investing. Also, I want to talk about what you don't want when you hire an advisor. You don't want an advisor who's just going to give you a boilerplate solution, who's not going to look at your situation, help you with financial planning. You don't want to have somebody who can't teach or doesn't take the time to teach and educate you about the investing that you're doing or that they are doing with your money. You don't want to have someone you can't trust, right, to call on. And so what I want is to help you know how to find someone that you can trust, that understands you, that's going to be an ally. And if you can't find that, then it would be better off that you manage your money on your own. Before I get into how to choose the right advisor, I want to talk for a moment about financial fears and addressing them so that you understand if you are not taking steps that you know you need to take about hiring someone or learning more. I want you to notice that if you have a fear of looking at your bank statements, a fear of losing money in the market, a fear or anxiety about watching your or looking at your credit card bills, or you have a fear of feeling restricted by budgeting or tracking expenses, I want you to know that these fears and recognizing them is the first step to overcoming them and taking control. So, why does choosing the right advisor matter so much? You might be thinking, why can't I just, find someone that is going to help me? And the challenge is not all advisors are created equal. Many are great at specific aspects of finance, but many fall short in other areas. And so I thought I'd take you through four things to look for in a financial advisor, and then also dive into key questions that you could ask an advisor that would help you suss out if they're going to be a good fit for you. So, the four things to look for first. Number one, comprehensive knowledge. You want to look for an advisor who understands more than just investments, or insurance or one aspect of the whole picture. You want your advisor to be well versed in understanding things like tax planning, not to be a CPA, but at least to ask the questions around taxes to make sure that they are not going to do something that is going to adversely affect you when it comes to taxes. You want someone to also understand at a high level real estate investments and how those play into your overall portfolio. Life insurance strategies, if those are something that are going to help you achieve your goals, you want them to know enough and be able to suggest those options to you. Estate planning, again, they're not estate planning attorneys, but one of the things that happens with a CFP designation is they do have to learn about estate planning, I actually learned a lot more about estate planning as an advisor by meeting with estate planning attorneys, introducing my client to them, and being a part of those discussions so that I could understand the questions they were asking or the concerns or the issues. It was really something I took upon myself to make sure that I fully understood who would be a good candidate to hand off to an estate planning attorney and who might be able to do something at a more basic level and not incur those expenses. Number two, client focused approach. Your advisor should prioritize your goals and not just sell you products. If you feel like they are continuously returning to products not oriented to what they know about you and why they apply, that should be a warning. You want your advisor to be teaching you, not just managing your money, teaching you what's important and why it's important. Number three, transparency. You want them to be very, very clear about their fees, their approach, and any potential conflicts of interest. Hopefully, there aren't any. But you need to make sure that this is a person who willingly talks about how they are compensated. And we'll get into that in the questions that you're going to be able to ask after this. That in the show notes, there is a way to get easy access to a handout that I created that gives you the questions I'm about to go over. Finally, the fourth thing is alignment with your goals. You want to make sure that your financial advisor has deep understanding of your goals, and they do that by putting a financial plan together of some sort that shows you this is what's it's gonna take for you to achieve your goals. This is what it looks like. They're asking you all the questions about Social Security and whether you want to include that in your financial plan and what kind of potential inheritances you might receive or what other assets you have beyond the assets that they are going to be managing. You want them to have a full picture of what's happening so that when you come up with goals, those goals are going to actually be accurate for helping you to get where you want to go. The key questions to ask a potential advisor are as follows. Number one, what exactly do you do for your clients? Now, that may seem obvious, but what's interesting is I just want to hear how somebody's going to answer that question. What exactly do you do for your clients? And just see what they say, how they describe what it is they do. This is, I think, all of these questions are oriented to sitting and really listening and doing a body check to see what happens when they're answering these questions. To say, this sounds really helpful, or gosh, this is like a very canned response. And I don't feel like there's anybody behind these responses. Like, look at those things. Number two, how long have you been helping your clients and in what capacity? You want to know how long have they done this? How do they help their clients now? What are good examples of how they have helped clients in the past? Number three, how much training did you receive and what did it teach you? Again, rather than a yes, no, this is a very open-ended question just to see how they are going to answer it. Because there's lots of ways that they can do it, and you're going to be the judge of whether or not that response was effective for you. Number four is, who is your typical client? This one's a big one. You want to know that who their typical client is close enough to who you are, how you see you being financially, demographically, like what you do for a living. Like, you're looking for some synergy that they're going to understand you and they're going to be a few steps ahead of you in your journey. Like, have they helped people just like you, with similar assets like you, with similar jobs like you, with similar families like you? You want to hear that they have experience in your lane. Number five, what's important to you? This is when you can find out more about who they are, their values, the things that they're willing to share with you. Are they willing to be vulnerable? Are they willing to talk about their own family and why they do the job that they do? Again, open-ended is going to give you a far better read. Number six, how are you compensated? This one is pretty obvious. You want to hear what they tell you. And if you feel that that's being comprehensive enough, you might have to ask additional questions to support that one. 7, can you explain a financial concept to me? And you can leave it open, or you can say, explain how the stock market works, explain what a mid cap stock is. You want to hear them and the ways that they describe it, and make sure that when they're describing something, perhaps that you already know about, that it makes sense to you, that you're actually following them, that they're a good teacher. Because again, so much of this is about teaching you so that you understand and take agency and responsibility over your investments rather than just relying on them. And then last but not least, do you work as a fiduciary all the time, and in what ways? Can you explain to me what that means to you to be acting as a fiduciary? Okay, these questions will help you gauge their experience, expertise, and whether they're a good fit for your needs. A few other things I want to mention, red flags to watch out for. Number 1, limited scope. If an advisor only talks about one aspect of finance, like investments, or only about insurance, that's a red flag. Another would be pushy sales tactics. Be wary of advisors who pressure you into making quick decisions. Number 3, lack of explanation. A good advisor should be willing and able to explain their strategies in terms that you can understand. So always remember that no one is going to care about your money as much as you do. And while a financial advisor can be a valuable partner, you need to stay informed and involved. And I don't want you to abdicate this important responsibility entirely to others. Selecting the right financial advisor, in conclusion, is about finding a partner who can guide you towards your financial goals while empowering you with knowledge. It's about creating a prosperous mindset, building true wealth, not just in terms of money, but in terms of living an extraordinary life on your terms. So to wrap up, remember these key points. Be sure and set a vision for your financial future. Know when you go to the advisor, like what's important to you and what you're looking for. Become a flywheel in your own financial journey, meaning you're the one who's activating, right, all these other parts that are taking place on your behalf. Number 3, recognize that fear could be holding you back and take steps to overcome it. My book, The Mindful Millionaire, is a great way to help you with that. Number 4, follow the steps we've discussed to find a perfect match in an advisor, or learn how to manage your finances on your own. Number 5, create a dream team of financial professionals and advisors, which would include estate planning attorney, financial advisor, insurance specialist, the folks and accountants, right? Very important. Our CPAs, our accountants. I strongly recommend choosing a certified financial planner when you do select a financial advisor. That designation is not easy to come by. It took me several years to work into and to take the test and to get the hours required to meet the guidelines to even be given that title. It is serious, and it does mean that someone really, really cares a lot about what they're doing. And I think it helps you narrow the playing field. And finally, cultivating a mindset that attracts more money and opportunities into your life. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, share with anyone, and do share your comments, questions, whatever's coming up for you. I'd love to see it. Each of our financial journeys are unique, but I think that there are some questions and some insights that we've talked about today that can really make a difference in your life and in the life of your family members. Thanks for now. Take care.